Well, Joe and Hero, I'm a huge fan of the books in the first movie. Here's my little Hardin Scott tattoo right here.
Way.
I
We just spoke to
know.
your husband.
Yes, you just talked to him. We both
So
loved
cool.
it so
We were
much.
just downstairs and now we're upstairs.
Yeah, so in my
Yeah.
home office upstairs, and you guys were in our Blu-ray room downstairs earlier. But yes, congratulations on the movie. I loved it so much. I've seen it 3 times now. I honestly lost count of how many F-bombs were dropped throughout the movie. And I'm curious for you. I know we both talked about this on our set visit a year ago, but with the PG-13 rating going to an R rating. But how freeing was it to just be able to throw fucks around like anything? Like Joe, when you say fuck you, and you're throwing that bread roll,
Really
and
nice.
fucking Trevor, those were my faves. So Joe, what was like one of your favorite moments to just throw down an F-bomb?
Yeah, probably the one you mentioned where I get to, say F you and then run off into the rose bushes. It's very satisfying, and it's really nice to not have to contain yourself and sense yourself in that way.
Yeah, Hero, do you have a favorite?
Oh, fucking Trevor, probably. I think it has
Obviously.
to be. I mean, imagine if we did the movie and I said frickin' Trevor or fudging Trevor or something. I think it's just real life, isn't it? Like if this is how people speak, especially a character like Hardin. And yeah, 100% freeing, but also I think to be honest, I think it just really, it does so much justice to the end product because it's just so much closer to real life.
Yeah, no, 100%. Well, in this film, the intimate scenes between Hardin and Tessa are just so gorgeous and next level, but they also have a deeply emotional core that I appreciated as a fan of the books, and as a fan of like the first movie as well. So I'm just curious for each of you, before you're going into film the shower scene, I love the playfulness of Hardin and Tessa leading up to that moment, but before you go into filming a scene like that, what's the conversation like between the two of you as actors with Roger before, and the choreography that you have to do prior to filming a scene like that? Joe, I'll start with you.
Yeah, well, I think it's different for every scene and it's different for every project. But with this one, you just block out the beats and you block out everything, the hand movements and spinning and this and that and where this goes and how a head's angled, and you go over it so you know what you're going to do, and then you pretty much just block it through right before you shoot, and then you just do it.
Yeah. Hero, for you, how many did you have to reapply tattoos kind of throughout that scene, or did they stay on pretty good?
They stayed on pretty good throughout that scene. I mean, I think scenes like that, they definitely are more likely to rub off, and I think you kind of like touch and go as you go. Maybe the next scene you look over and you realize, or the next scene in shooting order, I mean, you got to kind of touch them up again. But yeah, no, it wasn't too bad. But as you say, I think it's 99% of the time it goes exactly as you blocked it, and it's properly systematic and professional. But I remember in that shower scene, we're like pouring the shower gel out, and that 1% of the time something does go differently. And I remember the lid fell off, and it wasn't supposed to. I don't believe.
I thought that was intentional.
My husband was commenting, and he was like, I wonder if that was an accident, because your expression looked like it was an accident in that scene and you just kept going with it.
Yeah, no, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Joe, maybe we did, but maybe I didn't know at the time. I think that was an authentic reaction on my part. And I think maybe after that, I don't even know it at this point, but especially the shower scene, there's a level of kind of, you kind of just go with the flow. You don't know everything that's going to happen. You have a properly systematic, clear blocking of it, and then you kind of have to adjust and adapt a little bit as you go.
Yeah, I have 2 more quick questions for you. In Ken's house, there is a baby picture of little Hardin. Hero, is that's actually a baby picture of you? And I'm just wondering how that picture was chosen. Is that an actual picture of you?
Yeah, that's me. I remember them just saying, "Can you send in a bunch of baby pictures for set deck?" And yeah, that's me. And I remember being young, I used to hate pictures, but I guess now, thanks mum and dad for taking them, because I guess.
Oh, it is.
I guess they.
Yeah. It said, yeah.
Is it like me, like lying down like this? I think.
No, the one with the bum.
Oh, but
no, this is a different photo. Sorry.
There's a one with a bum, and then there's one of his face in.
Oh, the little baby.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw a post saying how afterwards, I didn't even realize this in the shot, but I think this was probably Roger's idea, but the fact that it pans from that innocent baby picture to Hardin in the background walking, drinking a bottle of wine is a nice juxtaposition.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to you both so much. Like I said, I love the movie and like the performances. I mean, just like that scene in New Year's Eve, you guys are just so spot on. The bet scene in the first movie, I think it's like honestly one of my favorite scenes of a movie of all time. You guys are just so great together. And yeah, like, I mean, my husband and I love the movie so much and I appreciate your time so much today. Can't wait for After We Fell. I hope you guys can start filming soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe and Hero. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Hi, Anna. So good to see you. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Oh my God. I love the movie so much. You know how much I love your books and the movie. Congrats on it. I can't wait for everyone to see it. I have so many questions for you, obviously. You know, I've said this to you before, you know, there is not an author working today that is actively involved within their own fan base and giving content and all the photos and videos that you guys have given over the last year to fans. I know it's really hard to keep that balance in regards to pleasing the fan base while also attracting new viewers to the movie. How did you work on keeping that balance over the last year, kind of as you guys finished wrapping and then as you guys were getting ready to promote and getting ready for the movie to come out?
Well, it was a lot of kind of fighting with the upper head people to agree to let us show the fans anything, because this fan base was born and raised on the internet. So it's like we all came from like the story even being born on the internet. So their level of expectation of what they got was so high and so like steady that when people were like, well, you can't show anything yet. And I'm like, well, what are we supposed to do for the next 7 months? And I think it's also shows the difference between people who, like for me, who I am on the internet all the time, and I know what fans want and what they need, to have someone in an office kind of telling you what fans need. So I feel like most of my job this year was to like protect the fans and make sure that they get some content. But it was a struggle at first because I usually get the kind of like short end of the stick when it comes to the fans, because they think I'm like this keeper of all and I'm not. So the balance was hard to find, to be honest, because I just want to show everything and I want to engage with them as much as possible. But, you know, everything has to have approvals from cast, from everyone. So it's not just, trust me, if I could leak all the stuff on my phone, we would have a ton of happy fans.
I love it so much. Well, you know, the intimate scenes between Hardin and Tessa in this film are just next level. And especially like when it comes to young romance, in my opinion. And of course, Joe and Hero are just so good together. Their chemistry is amazing. I'm wondering for you, and I'm sure you have so many moments, but I'm wondering for you, when you were on set for After We Collided, was there a particular day or moment or scene where you were just completely in awe and you had to like step back and just watch Joe and Hero bring these two characters to life?
I mean, there were a few came to my mind, but the first one I would probably say the I love you scene in the office. It was usually, I mean, for every intimate scene, it's so like, it blows my mind what comes out on the screen, because when you're there, it's just so not like, you don't even have the opportunity to get into it because everything is so technical. And then the cameras are moving and then me and Roger are like behind a bed. So it's like, it was not glamorous. But during the I love you scene, there were a couple times where I literally was like emotional, where I was like, I forgot that I was watching a movie based off my books come life. And I forgot that I know Hero and Joe. I literally just felt like I was watching something, not even really after, but just like a brand new thing that if I didn't write this and wasn't involved in this, this would be my favorite movie of all time.
I know that was my husband's and I's favorite scene. I told you, he immediately turned to me and said, oh my gosh, I just love that moment so much. And I'm like, that's the power of Anna Todd's dialogue right there. I'm honestly curious, who has Tessa's bracelet right now? Does anyone have the bracelet? Did anyone get to take that home from set?
No, the bracelet was a bit of a little controversy on set because it was a lot harder to get made than anyone kind of thought. So when I arrived and they showed me the bracelet, I was like, what is that? What the heck is that?
Really?
Yeah. And then we fixed it a little bit and changed it. It's still not exactly what I had in mind, but that's movie making. But as far as I know, well, hopefully it's still with production and doesn't get lost anywhere. But I have a feeling it'll be a kind of a different bracelet coming up, because it's supposed to be like a dainty kind of like very thin little thing with charm. And there were so many moving pieces with the second one, and so much like course correcting that nobody really gave that bracelet the proper TLC that it needed.
But I appreciate you, Anna, so much. Thank you so much for your time today, and I can't wait for the fans to see the film.
Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.